Alright guys, we're on an Urban Decay journey today, and I'm going to film all sorts of stuff for all of the new things that are coming out this fall. Next on my list, because I just filmed the Illuminated Trio. I got that popping right here. So what we're going to be talking about today is the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette. Now if you're anything like me, you probably are thinking, how many naked palettes can Urban Decay come out with? Because I've thought that a couple times. But, you know, I think these things and I end up liking them and using them. So this is an all matte palette. It's got 12 eyeshadows that are supposed to be all new colors. Urban Decay's come out with so many naked palettes. I don't know how there could be new colors at this point, but we will see how this goes. Let's talk about the packaging first, because it's actually bomb as hell. I mean, I saw this is like the box packaging and it looked cool, but I didn't realize that the actual palette, this is all raised, the naked, I mean, this is all raised and it's actually stunning. It's very, very, very beautiful. And then when you open it up, this is a plastic case. So you've got this giant mirror that actually, I mean, I could like show you myself. You can go like dimension full in the monitor. It's a really good mirror. It actually stays up. You know, it's got like a hinge, which I think is nice. And honestly, like looking at these colors, this is definitely, as much as like, you know, we think about how the naked line has just become a little bit ridiculous, I do think that they are making improvements, especially with the packaging. I mean, you compare this to like the first naked palette, it's kind of a big difference. Whether you want to admit it or not, these are all colors that like everyone will use. So I gotta give it that. The arrangement of these colors is really appealing. It's done really nicely in the sense that it's light to dark, but it also has like the cool tones on top and mostly warm tones down here. I mean, Magnet is not really super warm, but it's, you know, next to the black, so there's that. But it just is really pretty, and I mean, I always appreciate that when the palette looks like the design makes sense. So what we're gonna do now, because I have no makeup on my eyeballs, I'm going to try, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use all the colors here, but I'm going to create something with this. This is what's nice though, I mean, even just looking at this, I already know that I can do so many different things. You can do light looks, dark looks, warm. There's a lot of options here, which I think is really cool. Sometimes I'll look at the other Urban Decay palettes and I, you know, go like, oh, I want to use X, Y, and Z, or I want to use this, this, and this, but this one, I like the way it looks a lot. So let's just do a swatchy test really quick. I'm gonna swatch the first row, actually, the top row, and then I'll swatch the bottom row so we can see all the colors. Okay, so the first row, we've got Blow, Nude, Commando, Tempted, Instinct, and Lethal. Okay, so what I'm noticing just from swatching these is the pigmentation is actually pretty damn stellar. And that's saying something because Urban Decay can be kind of, they've had really good mattes in the past and they've had some not really great ones, but all the colors I just swatched are definitely very pigmented. But I'm coming across something that is, you know, like Urban Decay came out with a naked, I think it was a Naked Basics palette a while ago, and they said it was all matte. And the first color in there was 100% not a matte, and I don't remember what when they described it as something like demi-matte or something. Oh yeah, that's what they called this one too. They call the first color Light Nude Demi-Matte. This is not matte. I don't know what world that you live in where that's matte. It's not a matte. So then the next row we have Pregame, Extra Bitter, Faith, Lockout, Magnet, and Blackjack. So the black here is described as a warm black. It's not as smooth as I was hoping. It actually looks smoother in person. I'm hoping it's gonna translate on the actual camera because on my thing it doesn't. It's actually more of like a charcoaly color. I was expecting it to definitely be more on the darker side, but it's quite charcoaly. It's not as dark as I was expecting. Okay, so let's do a look. So I'm gonna use Enigma Primer Potion really quick. And then I wanna use one of these transitioning shades. I think the one I'm gonna use is Nude, right here, because this is the one that really kind of disappeared on my eyeballs. Or on my arm, not my eyeballs. I haven't applied it to my eyeballs yet, when I just did the swatches. So I think this will be a good transitioning color. Next, I'm going to take Commando, which is the color right next to it, and sort of just put it along the outer corners here and into the crease. Just kind of like making a big circle. And that's what's nice too about this palette, is the sense that like you can really, like, if you have trouble blending, I mean, all you have to do is just work your way up and you'll be able to blend it easier, because it's a lot easier to have those kind of transitioning shades than it is to just go, you know, straight into like mixing a white and a black color. Okay, so moving down the line, I'm gonna use Tempted, which is right next to that one. It probably doesn't look like there's that much of a difference going on here. It's just gradually getting a little bit darker in the crease. I'm gonna take another brush now, and I'm going to use Pregame. Pregame is this kind of yellowy, pale yellow, and I'm gonna use this as my brow bone highlight. I'm wondering if it's gonna be too yellow, because it kind of is looking like it is. Nah, actually it'll be fine. So this is going on the brow bone, kind of blending out any sharp edges, and it's going up to like right under the brows. But then what I'm gonna also do is take Blow. Now, I don't want you guys to think I don't like this color, because it's, I mean, they call it a demi matte when it's not matte. I like it for this kind of stuff. This is what you would call like, I mean, that's a shimmery shade to me. I don't even think matte is anywhere on the board, but I like having kind of that accentiness. I think that it's cool to mix textures. I think even if you do a look that's 99% matte, having, you know, a little bit of shimmer on the brow bone or in the tear duct or even like on the center of the lid is kind of a really cool accent. So this color is really nice because it doesn't have like sparkle or glitter like a lot of Urban Decay colors do. It's kind of like a really finely milled highlight, and it adds that kind of, I mean, you can obviously see it there, but it's not overkill. So I don't hate it in here. I just hate that they like to kind of pretend it's demi matte. It's not matte, but they want to be able to say it's a matte palette. So I don't believe you. I'm gonna take Instinct though, right here. Same brush I was using, and put it on, kind of pop it on the outer corners. I want the crease area to be a bit darker, and I mean, I know it doesn't, I mean, we'll get more blended as we go along. I still need to figure out what's going on the actual lid. Next, I'm gonna use Faith and Lookout, kind of like mix them on my brush, tap, 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 tap. And this is gonna go into the crease. I'm gonna bring it kind of over here. I'm gonna take more of Pregame, which is that yellow color, and just kind of go along the edges here. You know what, I'm gonna use the brush it comes with. So it comes with a brush that has like a small, like smudgy, and then a more blendy brush. I'm gonna use the blendy brush side. It's actually kind of really thick though. Yeah, it's like a really, it's very dense. Okay, I need a lid color. I think I'm just gonna use Blow, because I think it'll look nice with all the other mattes. Take my blending brush again, soften this ish up. I really want it to be darker against the lid, like the lash line. So I don't want it to be like overly smoky, I guess, but I want to kind of use this small, since this brush is really cool, smudger brush. I do want to kind of concentrate that on the lash line. So I'm gonna take Lethal, because this is a really cool plummy shade. So I'm just gonna pat this on the lid first, just to make sure it stays on there. And then I'm kind of gonna smudge it upwards so it gets more of that smoky look. This color actually would be really good too if it was smudged over like a brown eyeliner. So I'm also noticing, like, I'm not noticing fallout really on my face, but the palette is having a lot of like kick up dustiness from the brushes. I'm gonna take a little bit more of Instinct, which is the taupey pink color next to Lethal. It's the second darkest one on the top. And I'm kind of just gonna pack this on in the outer corners just so that it blends a little bit nicer into the smoky lash line. So I want it to be a little bit darker along the lash line. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna take Blackjack, just kind of press it into the lashes, like that little space you can never get with your eyeliner. For the lower, I'm like kind of getting messy over here. For the lower lash line, I'm gonna use Magnet, which is the gray. So I'm taking Magnet and putting it along the lash line. And then I'm gonna take Instinct right here. Do you see what I mean though with like, it's got a lot of dustiness going on when I've been putting my brush in it. Okay, Instinct is kind of going along the edges of Magnet to kind of just, I'm feeling like this whole look kind of has a little bit of a purpley vibe to it. So I want that to be kind of along the edges there. So I'm gonna apply a little bit of black to the waterline. It's not smoky enough. I want it to be smokier. So I'm gonna take an angle brush now and I'm gonna mix these suckers over here. See how messy, like that's the only thing that's kind of bumming me out is they are kind of messy. It's a little bit better. I've still got like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on over here. So that's a really not even difficult look, really simple. But I mean, I don't want to go over the top because I just kind of wanted to use most of the colors here, which I used all of them except the one that I had mentioned, which was Extra Bitter. But it really doesn't have a place here, does it? It'll be too warm for, you know what, fuck it. We're gonna see if I can make it work. Just so we say we used them all. It is really warm. I'm gonna take one of these browns and kind of go over it a little bit just to tone it down a little bit. But hey, now I can say that we used them all. Yay! I'm just gonna put my mascara on right now and then I will be back. I wanted to use all the colors and I did it. So overall, my thoughts here, this palette will be available for $55, which is pretty much on point for a naked palette, especially, I mean, coming with the 12 colors and then it comes with the dual brush. You know, obviously if you have a bunch of matte neutral colors that you're happy with, they are good quality, it's probably not something that you need, but if you are in the market for neutral matte, whoa, did my ring just hit my table? Neutral matte colors, I think it's worth checking out. I can see this being a palette that I grab for a lot, even just to combine with other colors, because having like a base of like a good transitioning color or having like a good, the highlight color, I actually love the highlight color even though it's not really matte. I like it a lot. So I don't have a date for when these come out. They will be available Sephora, Ulta, Urban Decay's website, Macy's, everywhere that you can get Urban Decay regularly. I'm going to guess next month in September, but I don't have a date. So if I find out, I will put it in the description below. And yeah, so let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. I mean, my quick little naked look. And make sure you check out the other videos talking about everything in the Urban Decay fall line. I'll see you guys later.